Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I just watched a video by a Canadian prepper, and the reason that I watched it is because let me bring it back up here so I can quote the name of it correctly. Is because he entitled his video "America is Finished." Caps. Prepare for total collapse. I thought, well, that was interesting. People love that kind of stuff, and they want to know what people are thinking and what they're talking about. So I thought, well, I don't really think that America's in total collapse. Actually, things are getting better, but I thought, well, why? What's he going to say about this? He has a lot of fans. He has a lot of detractors, like I do, and but I tell you what. He is a smart guy. I will tell you that. He's a very intelligent guy. And by the way, this is not the place for anybody to come on and say whether they like somebody or not. You might notice that I never come on and say that I dislike any person or channel by name. Okay, I think it's inappropriate. I don't see a reason for it. So none of that. Okay, if you want to come on and say you like him, that's I have nothing against complimentary stuff, but I don't like the rudeness of people attacking other people. But anyway, he's an intelligent guy, and but his point was that, and it was kind of a review of the movie Idiocracy. Have you all watched that movie Idiocracy? I haven't. I've watched some of it. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've always wanted to be honest. Somebody gave it to me for Christmas many, many years ago, and I understood the premise of it. I knew what it was about, and it was about the increasing idiocy of the world. Okay, the Steve Allen, if some of you may know who he was, and most of you probably don't. He was a comedian, but a very smart guy, and a writer and a commentator and all that for many, many years ago. And he wrote a book that I really enjoyed called Dumpf, meaning the dumbing down. It was really the one of the first realizations or covering how the world was being dumbed down. And I agree with that entirely. However, when it comes to this, his Canadian prepper's premise that America is finished because of the increasing idiocy, and by extension, probably the rest of the world too. I mean, the rest of the world is not smarter than America, believe it or not. Nor, and I always get the kick out of, when people talk about, oh, how fat Americans are, right? Well, have you been other countries? Have you seen other countries? It ain't just America. Excuse me just a second. But yeah. Is America finished? My contention is no. As a matter of fact, things are getting much, much better. And that is going to necessitate a change in the way that people are looking at preparedness. And I'm going to do a separate one on that. But things are actually getting much, much better if you feel like I do, if you feel like most of us do. Now, if you feel like Bernie Sanders, if you feel like Nancy Pelosi, if you feel like Joe Biden, if you feel like Barack Obama, if you feel like Chuck Schumer, I could go on. No, you don't think things are getting better because you're getting caught and you're about to be investigated and prosecuted. But like most good Americans, you can look at what's happening now and see that so many of the things that many of us have talked about needing to be done are being done, and even more. Okay? I mean, again, look at the things that Trump is doing. My gosh, so Kash Patel is running the FBI, fantastic. But I just heard today that Dan Bongino, Trump appointed him, or Patel, it was a collaborative effort, appointed Dan Bongino as deputy director of the FBI. I think that is I think it's a fantastic appointment. A lot of people kind of wondered, they thought, well, they ought to make Bongino the head of the Secret Service. But no, this was much better. And the reason that it's much better is that there are going to be investigations into the Secret Service. And this puts Bongino at the head of the investigating organization, not just trying to clean up the Secret Service from the inside. He's going to be at the forefront of investigating the internals of the Secret Service, and that's exactly the right place for him. So, I mean, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? You know, do you remember Trump asking, are you tired of winning? And his first time, he said, "You're going to get tired of winning." I never get tired of winning, and we are. So, in that sense, no, America is by no way finished. As a matter of fact, it looks like we may be returning to what we're supposed to be, and if that happens, so much better for us, much better for the world. You know, he's even talking about abolishing the IRS. I mean, really? And he's also made Kash Patel the acting director of the ATF. I mean, who does these things? This is so far outside the box you can't even see the box, right? And so that's what I say. I was talking to a guy I know yesterday, and I said, so he's done everything that most of us have been saying needed to be done, plus so much more that most of us never even thought of. And he's going to go to, is he really going to go down to Fort Knox and check and see if the gold is there? I'm going to do another one on that about what if there's no gold? I have somebody ask me, Steve, do you think that the gold's actually there? And if it's not, what does that mean? I'll do a separate video on that. But he's doing so many things. So, you know, America, I believe, is positioned to come back. Oh, who was it also? Oh, Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz just was appointed as special prosecutor to investigate the Bidens. Oh, man. You know, I was kind of disappointed that he wasn't getting a slot in somewhere. But as I've said in previous videos, Trump is so much smarter than his critics. You don't know what's going on. And this was, I can't think of a better spot for Matt Gaetz than investigating the Bidens. Can you? Now, somebody will say, don't worry, this all has to do with America getting better. Some people will say, well, but Biden, who keeps calling me? Let's see. There's only one person that I want to... Hang on just a minute. Okay, sorry, I had to take that call because we scheduled a pickup from City Union Mission, which is their thrift store, which is it's a mission for homeless people, and we're donating some furniture and stuff. So they're coming over to pick it up. So what was I saying there? Oh yeah. So some people will say, well, but Biden, he's already pardoned himself and everybody else. Doesn't make any difference. They're going to go after him because it doesn't cover anything in the future. They're going to take all these people in. Hopefully, this is what they should do. They're going to take all these people in, including Biden himself, and they're going to investigate everything. They already have the answers. They already know. They're going to put them on the stand. They're going to put them under oath, and they are going to make them implicate everybody that they know who doesn't have immunity. See, they have immunity now, but that has taken away their right to a Fifth Amendment exclusion. See, they can't take the Fifth. That means that they have to tell the truth on every question they are asked. And you know where the trap is there. First off, it's going to make them pariahs amongst everybody they know. Okay, they're going to implicate Clinton. They're going to implicate Obama. They're going to implicate Pelosi. They're going to implicate Schumer. They're going to implicate Soros. They're going to implicate all these other prosecutors that were after Trump. And they have to answer, or they'll be found in contempt, in which case they can be incarcerated and fined, or they will perjure themselves. And their pardons don't cover perjury, future perjury. Okay. So this is going to be so much more destructive long term if it's done completely than if they were just tried and found guilty and nothing happens and they go home. This is going to destroy the Bidens' reputation and them and all of their relationships forever, and probably by extension into the Obamas and Clintons and others, like I said. So that's, I tell you, the Gates being the special prosecutor to go after that is just unbelievable. Wow, I am a popular guy today. Excuse me again. Well, I thought that was the other phone call I was waiting for, but it's not. It's the guy that wanted to sell me life insurance. So anyway, so this is going to be amazing. Matt Gaetz going after these people. How perfect. Think about all the other things that are going along with America improving. But let's skip off of that and go back to Canadian Prepper's, his presentation that everybody's being stupid. I also don't agree with that. And I know that a lot of people in the preparedness world, and trust me, I run into plenty of dumb people, all right? But a lot of people have this idea, just like previous generations did, that the younger generation is stupid, okay? And everything is going to hell in a handbasket. And they don't know this and they don't know that. Well, now, I think that it looked like over the last years politically that people were just stupid, that they had gotten the common sense had flown out the window. People were so stupid they went along with what was going on with the Bidens and Kamala and all that. And how could people be so stupid? But I'll tell you, the reason that it seemed people were stupid is because the smart people weren't speaking up. And I hate to see that. The smart people with common sense, they were not standing up until Trump came along. And because, they were for the most part, they don't have YouTube channels. You don't hear them talk unless you know a few of them that are your friends. But the media was so full of these people spouting idiocies that it seemed like the whole world was stupid. But the recent election showed that the vast majority are not. And it wasn't a vast majority that elected him. I mean, he got, the electoral votes, but, he only got, 52%. That means that, still 48% of the people voted the other side. So they're stupid. I get that. But when you see now that he has a fantastic, 60% approval rate of what he's doing, a lot of fence sitters are going over and seeing that this makes sense. The danger, though, is, and when it comes to preparedness, is that people have a tendency to think that the younger generations are stupid, and they're not. In many ways, they're much smarter than previous generations. It all depends on how you measure stupidity or intelligence, okay? They know a lot of things. They don't know many of the things that the older generations know, right? And it's easy for older generations. There's this kind of bigotry that anybody that doesn't know the things I know are stupid. And that's simply not true, okay? You know the things you know because of your life experiences and the needs of your job and your interests and things like that. Other people have different life experiences with different needs for their jobs and interests and things. They know a lot of things you don't, or I put it my way, they know a lot of things I don't. Okay? I know I was kind of amused some years ago when I was around some people who kind of, well, no, I'm not even going to get into that. Not even going to get into that. Maybe another time. But the younger generation, and I view this by what I see in my own kids and their friends, very, very, very smart. And while they may not know the same things that we know, they know a lot of things we don't. And it just amazes me. I mean, I go to my kids for resources, about many things, and they know a lot about politics too. Plus, they have common sense. So, no, I don't go along with this. It's funny to talk about, but it's not about how stupid people are, right? And it's easy to be disgusted when we see, we see the stupid stuff. My kids are always showing me stupid stuff on their phones. They watch Reels or TikTok, and they show me stupid stuff that people are doing. Well, maybe they're, maybe the expression of stupidity has changed because now they can all put it out on social media and make money out of being stupid, all right? That doesn't mean that people are stupider. That maybe means they're smarter by realizing how they can make money, right? But it means that we see it more. So I'll tell you this, I have great hope for the future. And I think, no, America is not. I thought before the last election, I thought America was very close to being done, very close. And had Harris won, we would have been finished. As far as I'm concerned, we would have been finished to the extent of we would have continued along as a country, but nowhere near what we were intended to be. And I think had that happened, I don't think there was any coming back from it without we've talked about this before. But enough people who weren't stupid finally stood up and voted. Right? And the people who said that elections don't matter and politics don't matter were proven wrong. Never forget that. Never forget. All the people said, oh, their elections they're selected, not elected. And I know there's people that say, well, the very fact that he's getting so much stuff done shows that he's all a part of the deep state. That's stupid. You want to see stupid? That's stupid. Because the evidence is overwhelming the other way. Okay? I'm evidence-based, right? So no, America's not finished, not even beginning. We're probably coming back. And, are there more idiots in the world? You know what? It's probably the same proportional as there always been. So don't... what was it that Handy always said, quoting the Bible? He always said, let not your heart be troubled. This is a time for great hope. Hope is not a plan, Steve. Hope is where it starts, folks. And then you take that hope and you work on it and you make a plan and you set a goal and then you accomplish it. Okay. All right. You all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.